Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Seraphic Deliverance episode 10. It's a more complex one. It's addressing some reptilian programming. I'm trying to analyze a movie here based on my understanding and, of course, with the transition from how everything started for me, like what linked me to this story. And I'm going to start by explaining to you that this episode is named How Reptiles Turn Your Strength into Weakness. The movie itself will show you how they insert unconsciousness in your mind, and how the fact that the movies are so fast-paced these days that you're not picking up anything, you're not analyzing, so everything that you're not consciously aware of from the movie, it will go into your unconscious, and it will not be funny because it will link you to because it's demonic programming, so it will link you to portals into the demonic realm without you understanding how you got there, why you're linked to these problems, and why you're being fed on by the demons, why you're manifesting things that are not pleasant to you. So I will start with a quick little prayer I made up. Hopefully it's linked to the episode and you understand it. I'm trying to kind of compose my own prayers because it's something I've never done before. I've never exercised that kind of creativity before, and it's something that everybody should be doing, and it's obviously something that it might take a while for some, or it might not be something you ever thought about. So for that reason, I have to try and do it for myself as well, just so that I understand the process of building little prayer, or you could call it poem, you could call it whatever, but if it's addressed to the Lord, it's obviously a prayer, and it's must have an intention, and it could be quite quick and short. You don't have to write kilometers, and this one is quite a good example for that. So, Lord, help us see the demonic clearly so we can protect ourselves and our families from it. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. So yes, I'll start with the beginning of the whole story. And I have some photography. This is the first one, so you probably understand what's going on here. I should first explain how I came about this story. I was watching people on YouTube sharing their downloads from the Lord. They're all accurate but full of symbology, and it seems to me that I'm able to interpret the messages from higher perspectives than the channels are able to. Channelers usually are not aware of the interpretations I have because they do not understand the symbology. They haven't studied it. They don't know the Bible in as much depth as I do. Don't worry if my text on the screen is not proper English, because I'm Romanian, so I'm reading and rereading what I write sometimes, and sometimes it's passing on as not proper English, like today. I'm actually kind of freaked out by this episode because it has so much demonic knowledge that I have to present to you, and it's hard work trying to figure out ways of how to present it so that it's not going past you. I'm trying to kind of really pinpoint the problem. Sometimes it's difficult because people are so commonly accepting the demonic more than the real underlining divine that is the reptiles are trying to cover up. So they're trying to really infiltrate your minds based on something you heard of before, or something that you should know, like Mother Mary, and these concepts, if you haven't defined them for yourself, you can easily have somebody else, like the reptiles, define them for you unconsciously. So this is why this episode is so dramatic. It's hard to express sometimes in words. I'm getting the vocabulary wrong. I had to re-edit and edit, so it's like my mind is racing forwards and backwards, trying to really, really give you the grasp of what reptiles are doing to your minds, how they're fracturing your minds, because you are not aware. You're literally not aware, because I'm watching all the underlining elements, and anyone who comes across the whole theme and maybe watches the movie. So it's a movie I'll recommend you not to watch, because I have it analyzed here, and you'll see why it's important to me, because it came into my reality. I manifested this, and I thought, oh my goodness, this is huge. This is so huge. It's like a direct attack to me, you know. Yeah, don't take it personal to you, but you need to understand that the programming in it is how they do it. It's how they replace your knowledge of the divine in your mind and in your heart, in your body, included in your body. So mind, body, and soul, it's all covered in here. So my main concern is that not knowing who Mother Mary is places people in a very different realm of reality to actual truth. I have a quick little example here. It's based on what I've observed for the last week, and I'm always having to observe so I can explain things to you and why I think everything's kind of wrong and wonky. So when the Lord is excited about his children joining him in the land of milk and honey, that's the key word, by the way, milk and honey, where gold and silver is abundant. Again, gold and silver is the same analogy. People don't know what they mean. Channelers don't understand that the Lord is speaking about souls joining the King and Queen of Heaven, where they will be nourished. Silver milk is the same analogy. It means the same thing. That's Mother Mary. And anointed, gold or honey, that's Jesus, by their divine parents. Jesus and Mother Mary are your divine parents, okay? Because they're the ones in control of the universe, and they're the ones who have to do all the work to keep it stable and to actually have life in it. The strength to channel the Lord is also a person's weakness if they're not linked to Mother Mary, which is me, who can explain the meanings of the metaphors. So after you arrive on the new earth, a third of you, some of you will be tested, and who knows how many will survive the testing, and those ones will get to rebuild humanity from scratch with the Lord and Mother Mary. So you will get to know your divine mother, which is me, and I get to be your guide for the rest of eternity, and explaining to you what the Lord wants his creatures to be doing, because he doesn't want people to be in sin. He wants them to be perfect like his mother, and his mother is without sin. And that's kind of complicated, because you have to understand him. You have to know him to know his will. So how can this be channeling the Lord? How can this become a weakness instead of a strength? Because you don't have the understanding of what he's trying to say, right? If he's telling you one thing and you translate it differently, that's the problem. That's the weakness. Because channelers pass on messages that sound like they are going to get rich overnight, that the land they are on has some sort of magical source of silver and gold that will somehow appear in their lives very soon. So this is how they distorted the message from the Lord. The Lord is talking about the land of milk and honey, gold and silver, which is the land of Mother Mary and himself. But the channelers don't understand the symbology of this milk and honey, gold and silver, and they translate it into actual real gold. So they're going down the path of greed and having more, because I'm looking at these channelers. They're actually dressed okay. They look like they're eating. They're not looking skeletal. So obviously, to want gold and silver in their translation means to be richer than they already are. So that's greed. So they're passing into a completely different realm. Just by interpreting what the Lord is saying, which is metaphorical, into actual physical, you know. So the Lord is usually 99.99% speaking metaphorically about things. He's not talking about objects. He's talking about concepts, you know, and the concepts are actually locked and with the key, and you have to unlock it with the key. If you don't have the key, you don't understand the symbology, then you're not understanding the whole message at all. Okay. At the same time, I found out that I will be sent out to the world to mirror people and be told of their errors. So this is me doing it right now. I'm telling you about people's errors when they're translating messages from the Lord, but I will have to do it in a much more intense way. I have to actually promote the Catholic Church, and that will be done in less than 10 years from now, just before the World War III starts. So me and my husband to be, because I've not met him yet, are the Lord's parents. So that's Mary and Joseph, and also the two witnesses in the end times from the Revelation. So if you read Revelation about the two witnesses, I don't know which chapter, 11 or something, I'm not sure. You'll find us there, and the Lord speaks about the powers He'll give us and the fact that nobody will be able to fight against us or whatever, and we will actually bring punishments as well. So be careful, people. If you survive the flood at the end of 2029, you have to really understand that this is no longer a game. It's not a joke, and I will actually be dangerously close to you and advising you, just like I am now. This is easy because I'm at the other end of the screen, so I'm not punishing anybody for anything. But when I'm boots on the ground and I have to teleport across the globe just to give you a message, you're not going to be able to refuse me or to interpret it however you like, because you'll be punished, because the Lord is drawing the line, okay? So what happened is I portrayed myself with the help from AI to save this trail of thought and not forget that I will be killed and resurrected in 2038. It was a big deal. I found out just a few days ago, this week. I wasn't shocked, but it was more like, how come I wasn't told about it? It felt like I was out of the loop, I didn't know what was going to happen in this lifetime. So I only knew up to 2030 what was going to happen, but this has brought me to 2038. So I was like, okay, that's kind of big. So yeah, I will be spending 3.5 years teleporting around the world, speaking the local languages, but the Lord will be speaking through me. And to prepare for that, I even know the process of preparing. Apparently, my body will be raised of memory to be ready for this level of service. So I won't even know. I will just have my identity in Christ only. There will be no sin, nothing, because the Lord cannot speak through me with His words, with His actual truth. Like it cuts people, okay? The way He speaks, He cuts you. He gets to the root of the problem and chop. So if you're not listening, you're screwed. So I'll be a vessel. So don't blame it on me. Although I am His best vessel, so whatever has to happen will have to happen, because the end times, the fact that He was gonna burn the place down, that's the baptism with fire. It's coming. It starts in 2038. It's not a joke. It's not funny. And you will not miss it, because everybody will be at war over, it doesn't matter what, because the devil will put everybody to work. Okay? So after the flood, people will be starving, men will be selected, and they'll be out there with their guns. And when the time is ready, they'll be killing each other. Okay? So, World War III includes atomic bombs. And America apparently will be on fire. And Israel will be down. So there'll be nothing left. I'm telling you now, because this is part of the revelation that came through Mother Mary's apparitions. It's already out there. It's been out there for years. If you haven't found it, and there's no way I could have found it, I found it because the Lord is guiding me, showing me what's going to happen now. So I can tell you what's going to happen, because you've not manifested this knowledge yet. It's there, but I'm pretty sure you haven't manifested it. So I'm just giving it to you for these silly videos I'm making. Okay. The reptiles have been erasing humanity's past, which has led to a complete removal of human understanding of divine symbolism. Yeah, so when the Lord is trying to talk to you, you interpret a symbol into an actual physical object, right? So, like silver and gold, instead of interpreting it as divine richness, divine symbols, you interpret it as actual silver and gold, something to do with digging the ground and, I don't know, buying and selling on the stock market. It's not true, has nothing to do with it. And I actually read the comments, thousands of comments on these videos who are not actually interpreted correctly. People getting excited about being rich. No. The Lord is going to flood the earth. The Lord is going to send out the 2 witnesses, which is me and my husband. And then the Lord will bombard the earth through the reptiles. The reptiles receive these kind of orders, okay? Because the reptiles are the ones in charge of the NEPHILIM, which is you. They tell you, they boss you around how to destroy yourselves, okay? The reptiles are not going to stick around and watch what you're doing. They're just going to tell you to destroy each other. And that's it. And you're going to do it because you're not accepting my message from the Lord. So you're accepting the message to destroy the planet and each other instead. Okay, so that is how divine judgment comes. If you're not a match to destroying other people, you will be elsewhere. You will manifest heavenly realm, as in your place will be safe. Your place will be ensured by the Lord, so you can last. And there will be survivors, just not as many as you might think. So I don't know, from 2.7 billion after the flood, some will die of starvation, some will die during the war, and so on. I don't know if there will be 1 billion people on the planet. Probably even less. Maybe 10% of 2.7 billion. I don't know. It doesn't even matter. What matters is that you listen to the divine word and obey, because otherwise you're in trouble. Okay. So this is me portraying myself on a stage, presenting the world divine concepts. And I'm warning you here that your strongest asset is where the devil will try and piggyback you. So whatever it is, it could be your singing voice, it could be your acting, being bipolar, because you cannot be an actor without being bipolar, right? So people who offered their services to be bipolar actors get piggybacked by the devil to promote demonic concepts, okay? So a singer will be tempted to promote indecency through words and imagery. So yeah, we know all of that. And then I created this one to kind of portray myself a bit more, because Mother Mary usually has a crown of thorns or a crown of roses or a actual gold crown. It's all symbolic of the same thing. The black cross is me. The Lord has a white cross, white light cross, because black means that I'm a creature, he is God. So that's why we're different in terms of crosses. And Holy Spirit. So yes, I will be anointed to pass on the messages to humanity on time when it's needed before the war starts. And that's pretty much it. It is in a nutshell. Same kind of concept, but this was linked to the fact that I will be killed. So in Israel, I will actually be killed on exactly the same spot the Lord was killed, where the crosses were up, okay? Exactly the same spot. And I will be dead, and nobody will want to bury me and my husband. We'll be in the street and people will be laughing at our corpses for 3 days. And then he will just resurrect us and call us up in heaven, and the watchers will actually hear everything. They will hear God speak. So yeah, that'll be interesting. And all of that is actually described in the Bible, so you can go and read it. It's quite interesting. What's with the red dragon? This is red dragon, which is reptiles, or Nephilim, which is you guys. Unless you are baptized Catholic. If you're baptized and you're keeping the commandments and you're not being out of line, then you're not part of the Nephilim. But most people, 90% of the human population are actually Nephilim. So it's people possessed. The blue dragon is me, which is representative of the Arcturian race, the only race that did not descend through the original sin, the only race that self-clones naturally, renews its body, never dies. Okay? The message here was ungrounded. It's definitely related to what I'm saying. People channeling things and not understanding, but passing it on incorrectly. The Lord does not recommend watching channels that are not Catholic baptized because it is easy for them to distort the messages with their own interpretations, as well as dive into mocking those who truly understand. So I leave messages to people in the hope that they will read it and understand, so that next time they speak about it, they understand the symbology and that represent it, but actually no one's reacting to my comments. So, yeah, it's interesting. We'll see what happens in the future. 3 years down the line, when I flood the earth, we'll see what happens. Because every action I take to support you, to present you the truth, and you're not taking action of, or just ignoring or thinking that I'm wrong or anything like that, those things create blockages in your body. So that blocks divine gifts. Okay. The two witnesses in Revelation are the second coming Mother Mary and Joseph. They're Bina, wisdom, or temple menorah, or the highest seraphim, the Lord's masterpiece. So these are all different titles, different ways to address me or understand who I am. I am literally Joseph. So Mary and Joseph are the same soul, and they are the highest seraphim, the one without sin, right? We'll be sent out for 3.3 years or 3.5, whatever, to warn the human remnant of the World War III, which is the baptism with fire. So we're going to not just warn you about them, about the war, but also the fact that you must be baptized. So that's the main message. The baptism with water comes first, and then baptism with fire from the Lord comes second. Because I am the mercy seat, I have to go to you like any prophet, because I've been the prophets in the Old Testament, and I've been the saints in the New Testament, in the last 2,000 years since the Catholic Church was built. So I'm the one who has to be out there, boots on the ground, preaching, teaching, getting you, hopefully, to be baptized. Because if you don't get baptized, you're not going to end well. And this is it. This is the last lifetime you get a chance at heaven. At the end, they'll be caught and killed. The Lord will resurrect them and lift them to heaven on the third day, and World War III begins. Yep. In a nutshell. And this is when I learned from the Bible that actually will be dressed in sackcloth, which means sackcloth pretty much. So we're not gonna dress fancy like I thought, which is funny because I thought blue would represent the blue dragon, so I created something cute, and then I read that it will be dressed in sackcloth. So I redid the imagery to present it to you, because that's important as well. So I don't know if the clothes will matter, but what it actually means beneath the surface, it means that we're humble. So we're not gonna show off or anything like that. We're just gonna give you the message. And if you try and stop us, the Lord will come after you. Okay? We will be given power, but it's His power. It's the Lord's power. We, as creatures, we do not have anything. We are nothing. We're just dust. So the Lord would express His power through us in a major way. Okay, the two witnesses in Revelation, second coming, Mary and Joseph will bring plague, drought, and fire to those who dare to oppose their divinely appointed ministry in any way. It's in the Bible, so I'm not making stuff up. It's already there. If you read the Bible, you already know about it, but you probably don't know who they are, because people on the internet, on YouTube, are trying to guess who the two are, and I just told you, Mother and Father of Jesus. The two witnesses in Revelations, Second coming, Mary and Joseph will be sent out to Israel. I said halfway. Actually, no. This is at the end, at the very end of Israel existence, right before the war starts, and at the end of the ruling period of the false prophet and Freemason. The false prophet is a rabbi. He's Jewish. The Freemason is reptilian. So the two will be together, falsely presenting themselves as the two witnesses in the Revelation, which is Mary and Joseph. Okay? So we'll be confronting these guys. And guess what? I get killed with my husband, but then resurrected. So they're not going to like it, because the power I'll be given after it is my personal baptism with fire, which is actually not to be part of the war, but actually to receive all the power I've ever had. So the baptism with fire is interesting because depending on what you're worth to the Lord, he gives you that. So if you're worth a war, he will give that. If you're worth power, he will give you that, right? So it's double-edged sword sort of thing. So we'll be warning the people between 2034 or 5 all the way to 2035. And World War III will begin when we're done. And this is what I portrayed with these guys in silver. It's the false prophet and the Freemason. They're identical because they think alike. And then cute little flag here. Repent, the kingdom of God is at hand. The AI actually put this here. This is the Merkaba in the flag of Israel. Represents the union between the Davidic, which is Mary and Joseph, and God, which is Jesus. Okay? So we're the Davidic dynasty. And it's eternal, as promised to King David. And this union is also mentioned in the Bible as the lamb's marriage, or whatever. It's the union between God and creature, but not whatever creature, is to do with Mother Mary. So the union is something metaphorical. It's not physical, it's spiritual. So it's to do with God and creation being joined in purpose. Okay? So it's not like somebody getting married. Jesus is not getting married. People are translating messages to do with him being engaged to save humanity. So that would have been the message. But they're translating as Jesus is married to a human woman. So you see the difference between perspectives. I see it as all spiritual and people interpret it as all physical. So yeah, that's kind of tricky because you introduce a lot of wrong concepts, the wrong things. Okay. This is where the movie starts. I do not recommend watching this movie. Why? Because it has a lot of unconscious programming. Even if I present it to you, you actually don't need to watch it because everything I have here just shows you how it's done, the underneath layers of the reptilian programming for you. So yeah, don't watch it. I watched the trailer. I read description on Wikipedia for the movie because I wanted to know more about the story. I didn't want to present to you garbage. I wanted to tell you the story as it is with the programming. But I didn't want to watch the movie, so yeah, I skipped that bit. I saw the photography, listened to the Burial song, which is part of an album that the actress actually published on her profile on YouTube. So this is a reptilian way of launching not just a movie that undermines Mother Mary's authority and role in the universe, because the movie is called Mother Mary, by the way. So this is why it all became a bit too personal, and I thought I can't let this go. I need to address it. And it was published this year, April 2026. Why? Why now? Because it's to do with my ascension, and they knew about it. My ascension was predicted already for May this year, and it happened. So I'm not fully ascended or anything like that. I don't even have my power. I have to die for my power. But it's the beginning of my ascension, because this month I received a lot of downloads, and I was talking to Jesus through my mind, understanding what he meant about everything in a way that I've never experienced. Okay, so it's definitely the new level up. And obviously it's all predicted already, they know, and they have psychics working for them as well, so that's why everything's so nicely timed. The movie is a delivery system for demonic ego programming. You exist in a demonic realm. Hell Earth is actually belonging to hell, obviously, but this is where you get piled on by demons around you. You get to build your ego bigger and bigger every day if you're not paying attention. So the fact that they're programming your ego even more now is because they want your soul. And yeah, don't watch any movies. That's all I'm saying. Even the ones dedicated to Jesus this and Jesus that, even those ones are actually full of demonic elements, because they're implying things that are not true. And I watched a few things, and only fractures, like elements from movies, like advertising and stuff like that. I watch it and I see, oh, this isn't right, this isn't right. So yeah, I'm not spending money on movies that I know will be garbage. Right, any demonic elements from the movie that you desire, fancy, or take as truth will become demonic portals embedded in your aura to help feed hell creatures from your soul. Imagine an umbilical cord attached to your body's energetic field, sucking you dry. So this is what it's for. This is your demon battery. So demons feed off you. You're like a living battery because you still have a body. Demons don't have bodies. But they do express through the reptilian race, which is the devil race, right? The snake race, the dragon, red dragon race. And they know exactly how things are run and how to create slavery and stuff like that. It's through unconsciousness. So as soon as they give you a concept that goes against God and you accept it, that's it. You're hooked. They hooked you. They got you. Some people become drained in a very similar way during channeling sessions, simply because they hold false beliefs about Jesus or misinterpret the messages they receive from him. Just writing down messages from the Lord is not enough. You must make an effort to understand them then before passing them on to people, instead of attaching sin or unconsciousness to your perception of him or his messages. I actually watch channelers say that Jesus had children with Mary Magdalene, and I thought, my God, this is so beyond demonic. Yeah, not much comment there. I mean, I can leave comments, but if people ignore what I'm saying, it's pointless from their perspective, because yeah, they'll be pulled down. Okay, style of movie. I copied all of this stuff from internet, from YouTube, from wherever I found it, Google, yeah, Wikipedia. Psychosexual, by the way, sexual. Why is the word sexual in a movie called Mother Mary? Yeah, good point, right? Pop is also associated with demonic. Why is Mother Mary in symbology and photography and anything to do with Mother Mary in such a movie? Because it's demonic. Okay, so the elements are specially created for those who know nothing about Mother Mary and don't care about Mother Mary. So those people will definitely go to hell because they have actually no allegiance to God. Pop opera, replacing in your unconscious of the true meaning of Mother Mary, who, if you translate Mary, it means love, so mother love, creature pleasing to God who is without sin. So I'm trying to define to you who Mother Mary is, if you never heard of Mother Mary. Okay, there is pop style nudity in the movie and in the music, advertising, photography produced afterwards for promotion. And like I said, the main actor is actually officially launched into the pop music industry as well with this theme, with this movie, because she has a whole album dedicated to her new songs. Of course, it's demonic. I don't know what she's doing. I mean, I know these people are bipolar and possessed, otherwise, they wouldn't be actors. But to actually portray someone without sin as being super sinful, wow. It's wow. I don't know what these people are thinking. I really don't know. Theme: chase for demonic entertainment fame, because that's what it's about. She wants fame, she wants money, she wants to be in people's minds, attention. There's a lot of drama involved in that, and I'll talk a little bit about it. Hopefully not too much, because it's not, I'm not trying to sell it. There's a quote I found. I'm not sure if it's in the movie or somebody commenting on the movie, but it seemed very clear. Fame has a price, and not everyone survives it. This demonic warning applies to the character in the movie as well as the actor playing the role, plus the audience watching it and wishing for all things coming from it that are demonic. Okay, so if you're wishing for anything in the movie, first of all, you're watching it. If you're watching it, you had to pay for it somehow. You don't just get it for free. So you already paid the devil for creating this masterpiece, right? Because it is a masterpiece. I mean, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, wow, if anybody... It actually got a lot of rotten tomatoes, which means people didn't actually enjoy it. It made £1 billion instead of 5 billion spent. Okay, so there was a loss. But still people who were interested. I mean, making £1 billion from it, that's a lot of money. There's a lot of people who watched it and got programmed. At the end of the movie, the main character removes her light God within in order to create closure with her more innocent past self in order to become famous and next level demon portal. So everybody who is possessed has wishes that have nothing to do with the Lord is called the demon portal, yeah, a NEPHILIM. 90% of the human population today is a demon portal, so a NEPHILIM, which is why I'm trying to explain to you how to return to the Lord. Catholic baptism, first of all, and that means that you are interested in becoming the Lord's child. So yeah, spiritual child, of course. Even though if you're eating from the sacrament, which is here on the right, far right, the wafer that has to be dedicated, the Lord has to bless it, you know. It's not just a wafer you buy from Amazon. So it only comes from the Catholic Church, and this is how you partake of the Lord's genetics. If you're not part of his family, not Catholic, you can never touch it because it's not for you. It's only for the members, okay? You have to become Catholic to be in agreement with the Lord to say that you want to be saved. So in the movie, the light of God is being removed forcefully in order to be launched again as a pop, whatever, singer and make money from it. So if you're not understanding the actual symbology, it's hard because there's a mishmash of what's true, what's not true, what's demonic, what's divine, you know. So I had to go through it quite a few times to pin it down, to actually say, no, this is demonic and this is divine. And I tried my best to highlight it with red if it's divine and with black if it's demonic. So I'm going to keep going and you will see how much more demonic is actually in the movie. And the movie is literally just piggybacking Mother Mary. The concept, the look, and I will explain the look in the outfits as well, right? So the actress's YouTube account was launched with real pop music, part of the industry, with an album which is advertised in the movie playing, where she plays a fake Mother Mary. So yeah, that's very interesting. The movie also promotes the idea that someone sexually deviant can hold divine power to remove demonic possession, which is a lie. Total lie. So they're telling you that people who are doing witchcraft, right? Demonic witchcraft, who are clearly not Christians, they're telling you that it's possible for them to remove demonic possession, which is not true. You can't. You have to be Catholic priest to do that. Yeah, I don't know. It's so beyond me. Yeah, it's for people who don't understand, don't know anything. So you will end up believing all the lies. Sexual deviations are a sign of not being grounded in the Lord, not being baptized Catholic, not believing in God, being very sinful and carrying a lot of ancestral sin and karma, which is the same thing, sin or karma. The Lord only gives power, divine power, also known as anointing, to those who serve Him. The original sin does not count as service to God, okay? So sexual deviation is an original sin and it's not service to God. So it's not, you can't actually say that some random somebody from your past can actually extract demons from you. Somebody random, anybody. Yeah, it's only the Catholic priest that can do that. Description: stolen divine concepts versus negative connotations. Okay, so what I did, I highlighted with red. This I got from Wikipedia, so it's quite a bit of text. So I'm only going to read the divine concepts and then the negative connotations, so you can see how they piggybacked. So divine stuff. Mother Mary, world famous because she's queen, right? She'll be crowned queen in around 2082. Icon. This relates to iconography as well, right? Images of Mother Mary, icons. Mount, prepares to mount a comeback. So mount, they're telling you subconsciously that Mother Mary is coming back and she's climbing the mountain of God. And then they will piggyback all these concepts with their demonic. Wake, to be awakened, to be awake to actually do the work to save souls. Yeah. So they are aware that they know what I'm doing. I'm doing it right now. 3 days. Mary's show. Yeah. 3 days are connected to the fact that I'll be dead for 3 days and then I'll show up alive again. A barn. There is some preparation for making this brand new show with brand new garments. In a barn, and barn is actually linked to Jesus's birth, and Mother Mary was also born in a barn in one of her reincarnations. So dress, gown, linen, white linen. Mary's new song refers to preaching in this lifetime, so I'm preaching something new, something no one's heard before. Long train. I saw this. It can symbolize, if it's divine, it symbolizes power. It symbolizes that the person is actually important, it's divinely appointed. Iconic dresses, again, it's symbolism. Even the Lord was sharing something with one of the I just remembered that, it came to my mind. One of the psychics said from the Lord a message that I will be receiving new gowns. He will give me new gowns. But that's symbolic again. It's not like he's giving me dresses so that I can look like a cool queen, you know, pretty and all that. It just means that I'll be endowed with new powers, which is true. All the powers I get to showcase when the people are not listening to the Lord's messages, yeah, during the 3.5 years of preaching before the war starts. Mary's music again, whatever I speak, it's important. My voice is important. Mary reveals, so I only highlighted things that mean something. So I reveal the truth, and you must connect to it or you perish. Mysterious spirit. Well, that's the Lord, so there's only one spirit. There's no other spirits in the universe. Only God is a spirit. Creation is soul. Mary's hand, obviously linked with stigmata, with having power, light of God, traveling through the hands, healing. I'm just linking it with divine concepts because you'll never think like this. This is not you. This is not going to be coming from you. It's not your knowledge, you know. I've had the stigmata in many lifetimes because I was all the Catholic saints, and there have been many with the stigmata. Also, the crown of thorns, I've been wearing that as well because I am queen. So I'm becoming Jesus' equal. That's why he resurrects me after 3 days of being dead in Israel in 2038, right? Because I will have become his equal. That's why I'm a queen, not because I sit on the couch. There's been a lot of work. I've been here for 12,000 years, so my work is actually an entire mountain. And then they're telling you that I escape. Yes, I will keep on escaping for 3.5 years. If I'm not meant to die, the Lord will just teleport me instantly from there to there, you know. I will constantly be escaping being captured. Spirit inhabited her. Yes, the Lord inhabits me. Mary, Spirit again. So I'm just highlighting. That's it, done. So now I'm going to go over the programming, because the way the reptiles do the programming is they mix what's positive with what is negative. So the black highlighting. Because your mind, what they're trying to achieve is a altering mind. So they're joining the wrong dots in your head. They're joining things incorrectly, so that when you see something demonic, you recognize it and you think it's yours, it's for you, you know. So you're rejecting the divine instead of accepting it. So it's kind of like, well, it is programming, yeah. So it's negative programming, but you have to understand that this is made of partitioning bits and pieces of your mind to link with the demonic. So they're taking the good stuff and linking it with the bad stuff. So we read through the red, which is divine, and now I'm going to read through the demonic quickly so that you understand that every single word they use is linked with what they want you to understand, believe, do. Okay, so this is where the slavery comes through. So pop, performance. Pop obviously is demonic. Performance is to do with creating an atmosphere where you're pretending to do something. It's a performance. Yeah, you're performing something that isn't true. It's a lie. Okay. On stage accident, obviously that's already ringing some bells. Overwhelmed, again, not good. Costume, that's mean pretending again. Estranged, that means you're being dissected, removed from somebody. Original sin, sexual deviation, permission slip. So yeah, there's a talk about lovers and collaborating and being estranged, you know, drama. Grudgingly. So all these negative emotions connected to the Mother Mary side of the story. So the red part is Mother Mary, but they're connecting negative emotions to it. That's how they're programming all the time. Tension, struggles, questions, accidents, suspect, suicide, refuses, forcing, without music. What does without music mean? It means without divine music. So you're not resonating correctly anymore. The body is the wrong, it's not in one piece anymore. Your mind is not in one piece anymore. You're not seeing through the story properly. You're not seeing the programming. Torn away, exactly. On stage, performance, pretending, yeah. Desperate. So all these words are just programming infiltrated into your mind. Alt, resentments, laid bare, vengeful forces, confront the end, denied, cut out, not listened to. I don't mind if I'm not listened to. I mean, whoever connects with the truth is the ones who actually deserve to be saved. Visited by a ghost. In this case, is a reptilian, a demon. Yes, you are being visited by them all the time, because if you are in sin, you are accepting to serve them. So they are right there. You just can't see them. estrangement, bitterness, broken, removed, wound, red cloth. And I'll talk about the red cloth in the picture, by the way, because I spotted it and I thought, Red ghost, bloodthirsty reptilian, because that's what the story is about. It's quite graphic in terms of, it's not like graphic in the sense that they're portraying death, but they're suggesting it so strongly, you have no idea. I'm looking at photography and I'm thinking, ooh, this is too much already. Ghost, possessed by a mysterious spirit. So if you're mingling the two together, the mysterious spirit becomes the devil, right? Cut open, night, red ghost, wound, exhausted, demanding, confronted. All this is negative. Concert, what's a concert? A performance, a lie, a selling of lies. Severely injured, falling, remains haunted, ghost, now inside her. That's literal. Okay, it's getting worse and worse. Reluctant, ritual, exorcism. You could not do a ritual to exorcise a demon unless you're qualified to do it, okay? So if you're not a Catholic priest, you're not going to be doing any of that. You're actually going to do the opposite. It's black witchcraft. So it's programming somebody to believe a lie and then having more demons come inside them. Because the truth is, the Lord has given power to the Catholic Church to extract demons from people, not to anybody else. Tools, shears, unbelievable. Oh my God. Slices open her own chest. Wow. Okay. Ghost, spirit. But there's a relationship between the ghost and the spirit and the negative stuff going on here. So I'm explaining that only God is the spirit. Trauma cannot be a spirit because it's linking spirit to trauma here. A trauma spirit. Yeah, that's not a spirit. Trauma is actually devil. It's not a spirit. Spirit's only God. Only God can be a spirit because it's eternal and it's perfect and it's light. Craft refers to witchcraft. You always have to translate the words appropriately in the context. And if you're highlighting like I did with a black, you can see this is demonic text. It's written to describe the movie on Wikipedia. This is just telling you about the movie, but actually even this is programming. So you have to really watch out what you're reading. Even stories and drama, anything to do with drama, don't read it. Stage, shedding her original costume. Again, wow, leaving the past behind. She was obviously more innocent before, but now she's leaving that stage behind and becoming more possessed, more involved with the devil. So yeah, like I said, this is a very difficult way to explain. There is a song that stuck out to me. Obviously, the Lord is showing me things that are important. I didn't look at the other songs. There are quite a few. I just didn't care. I felt like I don't care about anything else. I looked at this and listened to it and I thought, okay, we need to post it so you can understand how illogical everything is. It's fractured. This is mind fracturing here. So I highlighted the negative stuff. Kill, terrifying, black suit, glove, loose, touch. Touch, who's touching? Nobody, right? Devil's touch. Widow, never enough, burial. It's just so disconnected from the theme, right? You would think it's disconnected from the theme, but it's actually telling you what's going to happen to you, demonic possession. Brutal, bleeds, teeth, not enough again. Yeah. I removed quite a lot of repeating because I just wanted to show you the main theme of the song. And this is piggybacked, so all this blackness of this darkness is piggybacking truth about Mother Mary. I was born to be the widow of love. That means the Lord died, yes. She's the mother of God, and her son had to die to save humanity. My red heart, free like a dove. Mother Mary appears like a dove sometimes to warn people or to get their attention. Yeah, an actual real dove, people. Sometimes the dove is white, sometimes it's blue. Yeah, so all this black text, unconsciousness, piggybacking just 2 lines about Mother Mary, the real Mother Mary. The movie is called Mother Mary, but that's a fake. It's an illusion. It's creating demonic image of me in your mind, and it's fracturing your mind to program you to not listen to what I have to say from the Lord. Okay, demonic takeover. They turn you into a Nephilim by giving you demonic lies, Freemason checkerboard flooring, entangling light with darkness to confuse the mind, body, and soul. This is what I've just explained to you. Hopefully you understand. They do not think like humans. Like, they're not innocent. They're never innocent, because they've drawn many races from heaven down to hell, millions. So you're not the first one. So every time they play this game, they get more and more powerful, more and more knowledgeable, more and more inventive with the ways how they fracture you, so you can crack and end up in hell. Like I said, this is the last lifetime you can save your soul. That's why it's so important that I show you stuff. A new edit they made, and I spotted yesterday, about checkerboard. This is how they identify themselves. They're the ones that mix darkness with light to confuse you. They said on Google that the Temple of God built by King Solomon had checker flooring. It's not true. You might be inclined to believe it if you don't read the Bible, where the flooring is described as rot-resistant wood with gold inlay. There's no black and white, okay? And I looked up the wood. I forgot what it is. But I looked it up, and it's quite light colored. So yeah, it's beautiful. Later on, Herod, being a Nephilim and Freemason reptile, had the floors covered with black and white checker. Herod's floor does not belong to the Davidic dynasty rule, and it is therefore demonic. The temple was destroyed by the Romans, which means God allowed it because it was no longer fit for purpose by the year 70 AD or something like that. Around year 70, the temple was destroyed. Why? Because it was taken over by the reptiles. To save your soul from hell earth is to know truth from lie. Discernment only comes from the Lord. So you have to connect to him or me, and I can point you in the right direction. Okay, photography, finally. This was quite difficult. Hopefully I got the message through to you and you understand what I'm trying to say. The reptiles are they are part of creation, but they fell. They are Lucifer, right? And they were cursed to never ascend. They are always going to exist below the universal baseline, which is 5D. So they are below it, right below it. But because you listen to them more than you listen to God, you're in hell earth right now, and you're actually their slaves. So you are a reptilian slave, which is called Nephilim. Okay? So you already know about yourself from the Bible. You might not be killing people everywhere, but you are definitely hurting yourself by believing lies and keeping yourself unconscious instead of connecting to the Lord, joining the Catholic Church, being renewed through the flesh and blood of Christ, okay? Right, number 7, picture number 7, incomplete aura, that is demonic, okay? So although the theme is Mother Mary, they are always going to present it distorted somehow. So I'm showing you the distortions, how they used the original to distort things in your mind. But these are not conscious things. You're never going to click with them. You're never going to analyze them like I do. You're just going to see it and you think it's pretty. That's about it. Okay? It will go in your unconscious. Incomplete aura, Joan of Arc armor. By the way, Joan of Arc is an incarnation of Mother Mary. And she fought against the reptilian takeover in France, which is why it's so important to the reptiles, okay? Because they're linking any saint. This is a Catholic saint. Joan of Arc is a Catholic saint, and Mother Mary, who fought the reptiles in France, 13th century, I'm not sure, and won, okay? Joan of Arc won. but they're trying to get their revenge in every way possible. And there's no actual king in France at the moment, but there will be. And so they will use elements from the past to actually mingle together all kinds of elements that they want you to kind of believe in, but they're demonic. So Joan of Arc is right here on her arm, symbolized with just armor. And silver. Silver is also stands for Mother Mary. Yeah, I did put it here. Silver, gold. Yeah, very good. I wondered if I forgot that, but I didn't. Silver is for Mother Mary again. Silver, moon, milk. What else is there? Yeah. Mother, Divine Mother, Mother Mary. Same symbology. Okay. So the armor suggests warrior soul as not just being a warrior soul, but also being Joan of Arc, which is a Catholic saint. White and gold, purity, anointing, even though the character is not without sin, but an entertainment, and therefore a performer of black magic. So you see, they're linking divine again with the demonic. Red, love, royalty, sacrifice for greater good, a theme that does not exist in the movie. It's all about becoming more possessed, but they're using red to connect dots in your mind and kind of fracture it. Patchy clothes made of old dresses, fractured personality built on sinful past and becoming more sinful. Red tailing fabric, which stuck out to me. I was like, oh my, snake symbol, wounding. Okay, this could be the meaning of a puddle of blood. It could be the meaning of the snake sneaking from behind. It could be the tail of a red dragon. Red dragon is the devil race, yeah, the reptilians. That's their symbol. Also, red flag, Rothschild, red flag. That's the translation. Okay, that's the demonic. Silver gold, hinting at moon goddess, Mother Mary, symbology. Number 8. This is fun. I like photography. Imposter prayer posture, patchy skin texture. I noticed this. I kept trying to edit the picture and I thought, man, this is on purpose. I realized that it clicked with me finally. Even this lace on her arm, I noticed, it looks kind of scaly, kind of like what you would expect from people who are very old, who've been eating a lot of bad foods like sugar or taking drugs from the big pharma, you know, they will have skin like this. And that's reptilian, representing damage, death, reptilian dying, you know. So yeah, I realized that it's probably on purpose because they always do makeup and they edit and all sorts of things like that. She looks very tired, drained. So yeah, the whole thing is programmed. The whole thing is planned. It's on purpose, folks. Okay. I also noticed this thing here, this sort of a transition. It drew my attention because I thought about honeybees, hexagon, that sort of thing, but it's not. It's distorted, right? So it's not the actual real shape. So maybe it's connected because honeybee or bees in general or honey is to do with anointing, which comes from God. Again, this is a partial aura, which is creepy, and it even has like light coming through it, yeah? So it's like incomplete. There's incompletion here. It's definitely to do with programming. Even if I look at this, and if they're trying to program me, I will see it as half achieved or not reaching target or something like that. But I know it's not true because the Lord already told me that I will get there. I will do it. It's done. If he says something, it's true. So it doesn't matter how it's being achieved in the future, me saving however many souls from hell, it's still done. Yeah, so he knows the future. The reptiles don't. Number 9. Stolen divine symbols, saintly aura, suggesting higher consciousness and resonance, gold for anointing, but nudity. Here we go, original sin. So again, half an aura, sun goddess, right? And I actually built her from the bust down because the picture didn't have the bottom bit, so she's a bit more decent at the bottom, but the top here, this is part of the movie part where she's actually cutting herself open to take out the light of God from her. So her soul, she's taking her soul out to become the pop diva or whatever. Next one. I was gonna say the golden one. That's Mother Mary's one of many titles. Gold, gold this, gold that. Everything's gold in this picture. So it's all to do with even the Eucharist right here on the right. Gold means anointing and means God. So the sun god. And Mother Mary becomes one with Jesus in consciousness. That's why she's being resurrected as the final step. Which means, yeah, she's queen. She's officially queen. But anyway, yeah. Symbology on top of symbology. Well, this one was even more creepy and graphic, and I thought it brought to mind another artist that started this topic of using printed material to kind of shape something on top of nudity. So it's all kind of like, yeah, over the top. But they put a heart. This is a heart. They're trying to show a heart here. And Mother Mary is portrayed as she is the Immaculate Heart. So that's where the link is. I should read it because I already wrote it down, I'm pretty sure. Tattoos are demonic, snake and devil. Yes, you see it on the arm. Solemn symbology, Immaculate Heart. Blue and red for divine love and power. Veiled Queen, she's got a veil on her face, right? These are all Mother Mary. Aura, again. This aura is actually complete, which is interesting. How did they deviate from their plan there? I don't know. Hands in welcoming gifting position. Again, this is a Mother Mary posture. They're literally copying me, but putting it into a demon movie, right? Nudity, original sin, hinting, yeah. Location, barn. Again, location of the Lord's birth, as well as one of Mother Mary's reincarnation, St. Francis of Assisi. Obviously, the devil doesn't need to know about St. Francis of Assisi. It will just connect barn with Lord's birth, and in your mind, you might go there or you might not, but either way, it's what they thought about. Okay, running out of storage. Partial aura, red, black, indecent clothing, dark atmosphere. This is it. All demonic elements are meant to edit your conscious mind and knowledge of the co-redeemer Mother Mary, your divine mother, whether you're linking the story in the movie with the mother of God or not. So either way, you're programmed. All reptilian programming gets stored in your unconscious, which is designed to grow your demonic ego, disconnection from the divine realm above, and Jesus, who is your divine father. And this is it. I hope you like it. I think my computer will stop from recording in a minute. So if my voice stops suddenly, you know why. It's because my computer is running out of memory. Because this has been quite a difficult one to put together, and I didn't want to let it go because I want you to know how the devil works behind your back. It literally gathers anything divine and it twists it and then feeds it back to you, and you're not even realizing they've done that. And they do it with everything in the entertainment industry, every single little thing. It's thought through. It is constantly edited so that it has maximum impact, and they make money from it because one, it's coming from you, so you're making sales for them, and two, this is the realm of the dead, the realm of the possessed ones. So what happens is the souls are unconscious here. They're born unconscious. The body is unconscious. You know, human body is not born like an Arcturian. Arcturians are born adults, you know, miniature adults, like I said, and they just get to whatever they need to do. But humans are not conscious. They're not protecting themselves. They're born completely unconscious, completely helpless, completely needy, needing their parents, otherwise they die. I mean, you cannot exist without your parents. So yeah, it's a very difficult place to live in, and you have to watch out. You have to disconnect yourself completely from everything demonic, everything to do with entertainment, everything that isn't serious. Because if you were to be in the same room with the Lord, you would understand that he never stays on earth. He never sticks around because he doesn't belong here. So the point of everything, he only came to give you a chance, a final chance to actually ascend. And that was it. And if you don't take it, that's it. It's the end of everything for you. Anyway, so yeah, Catholic baptism, that's the goal. And you start your journey from there. Okay, so I'm going to end it here. Hopefully it's been mind-opening. It didn't take me long to write, but I just realized how much darkness is in it. And I kept questioning, do I present this to people? I mean, if I know it, you should know it too, because you're supposed to be like me. You're supposed to be able to see what I see. Because if you don't, that's where you will fail to judge good from evil, you know. So yeah, you do have to know. And that's it. Our Lady of Divine Indwelling. I like this one. And I'm gonna end it here. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.